Thank you, Ranjan. So I think we are good enough to start. We have already around 17 or 18 people. So I will just share my slide. Okay, so today we are going to talk more about what are all the basics of writing a blog, rather than explaining all the other advanced features of blogging aspects. So if you are new to blogging, or if you are planning to write a blog where you think like this will be a good opportunity for you to start your own kind of hobby or learning something in this lockdown. So I think you should be joining this. So this is the basic about me. Yeah, those I mean, Ranjan, please put everyone in mute if possible. Yeah. So this is about me. I'm a programmer and blogger, as said by Ranjan. Apart from that, I'm a security enthusiast, and of course, my most of official work goes about application security, AWS security, and I'm highly interested in security automation and DevSecOps, which is like a new buzzword here. So, and this is my handle. Wherever you type Jesse CS or Jessix, which way you pronounce. So for this Twitter and LinkedIn, these are my handle. My website is in stealth mode.
Okay, so today we will be discussing more about the blogging fundamentals, and probably the topic that we will be covering will be how to start writing a blog and what are all the basic rules of blogging, followed by a demo. So first we will see what is a blog, by the way, and why we are going to blog now in 2020. So blog in a literal meaning is when you are writing something online for your work, which is a weblog, which became famous as a blog. Now it gives you a platform to share your thoughts with readers, promote your ideas, business, or your cause. It can be anything, and then you can have a passive income from your blog as well. So why blogging now in 2020? Maybe for your self improvement, your personal development, or you can be actually fit if any of these points. It can be like you want to help others, you want to gain popularity like name and fame in your particular domain, in your SMEs, and you want to grow your business, for which you need a support via blog. You can make it as a hobby or a way of passive income which you can try in this lockdown period, and you will be more disciplined, like how you are waking up in the early morning, you're going for gym, you're going for morning walk. The same way, you will be habituated and you will be disciplined to write at least a blog on a particular period. It can be 1 month, it can be 1 week, it can be daily. Now, how to start writing your own blog? Well, there are two ways. One is like you choose your blogging platform, you choose your domain name, hosting options, and whatever is listed here, you do each of the things. You create, design your blog with proper themes and plugins. You buy the paid themes, plugins, and all. Otherwise, there are lots of blogging platforms where you can just register and write, like WordPress.org, blogspot.com, or even flexmind.co is also giving you a blogging platform. So we'll see the flexmind thing later, but first we'll see the basic part. So you need to choose a blogging platform first, and then a domain name and a hosting option. Decide the niche of your blog, design your blog with proper theme and plugins. Then the most important thing of your blog, write compelling content that adds value to the readers. And without sharing, it is half of the thing you have written about the blog. People must know that you have written a blog somewhere, right? So you need to share it and be active or very responsive to the comments that will be posted by your readers to your blog. Be very patient and be very humble while writing a response to your comments. So now, blogging platform selection. You can choose any blogging platform. The most famous one is WordPress, of course. There is another one which you might know, Blogger, Tumblr. Drupal and Joomla are now, I think, kind of getting outdated, but still people know about it. So I have mentioned it. And the other one is Ghost or Medium, and there are many others. So I have just mentioned the all the famous one. So domain name and hosting. You have to choose your domain name if you want to write a blog. It is like first you need to register a land, then you can build a home. So now you can choose your domain name. Most common one is .com, but there are many .org, .net, and even .in if you are showing that the blog is from India, .au for Australia, and like that. Nowadays there are something like .tv, .guru, .technology, .biz, and there are many. Like acloud.guru is there. If you are running a technology website, you can write something maybe like devops.technology or web.technology, or you are having your own business like a sweet shop, so you can write something like sweetshop.biz. And then you have to register a website through some like registered partner, right? So it can be GoDaddy, Bluehost, DigitalOcean, BigRock, HostGator, where you will register your domain and you host your website. Very recently, people are also trying to host their website for blogging in AWS, Azure, GCP. So yeah, that's also one of the other option if you want to explore it. Now the niche factor. You have decided to write a blog. You have created, you have registered a domain name. Now you plan to host it somewhere, and you have chosen your themes, plugins, the layout, the design. You have thought everything. Now, on what topic you are going to write, in which category, in which section. So that's also one of the important aspect when you start writing a blog. If you are a photography guy, think about that, and then you choose the niche of photography. Write all the blogs related to photography only. Don't write the blog, don't mix the blog like travel, food, and everything. So it should not be a mixed up. Rather choose a very common one. So these are the top level niche inside that. For example, I'm from a technology background. Let's say I will choose a technology niche, and inside that there will be again kind of subcategory. Like in technology there are many things: AI, ML, and then cyber security, web development. So I have to choose a very specific one in which I'm good at. Let's say I'm good at cloud computing, so I will try to write most of the things about cloud computing. It's fine if you are not choosing only AWS, even if you are most of the time writing on AWS, because in future you may write on GCP, Azure. So cloud is a good niche. Inside that you can write anything related to cloud. So same way, same thing goes for health. Choose like Ayurvedic, herbal, or your lifestyle. It's urban lifestyle, or you want to show something Swadeshi style. Travel again. Choose something which fascinates you in travel side. So niche factor is also very important. Now we have, let's say, like we have registered a domain, we decided where to host, we have chosen our theme, plugins, we have chosen our niche as well. Now, the most toughest part comes for a beginner. How to write a blog, a compelling blog, which will, draw attention of most of the readers, right, over the internet. Yeah. So here we will be taking more time to understand this slide better, and then we'll go for demo after a few minutes. So whenever you are writing a blog, you just see how you are reading a newspaper. If you read some headline, you compel yourself, you think like, okay, what's there inside. It is actually some of interesting thing is there, so you read that content. Same way, write a title in such a way so that people get compelled to at least open that link to understand what they have written. So that is their interest, right? So title also makes people to read, and then once somebody has clicked on that, don't do kind of clickbaiting. It's not like you have written a title and then some person has clicked on that, and when they are coming to read your content, there is nothing related to your content. There is nothing related to your title. There is no match in between title and content. So beware of that. What your title says, content should be the same. So focus on the content. Write the content with what, why, how type of things. We'll show you how basically you can write a basic blog. And then learning basic of SEO tactics would not harm you if you're trying to write your own blogging website. If you are handling through Medium, blog, WordPress, or say like flexmind.co, then they will have the experts, especially in flexmind.co. They have the experts, SEO experts, which review your blog, and they change few things to make sure like it gets a good hit, and it is being in the top 10 list of Google search. So they do that. Now timing also matters. You have written a very good article and SEO is very good, but suppose you are posting in 2 a.m. in the night. You have completed your article in the morning, 5 o'clock you have posted it, and no readers. So you have to choose when most of the guys from the some domain, like from some country like India, US, UK, anywhere, whomever you are targeting, it should be, the timing should be like that. So let's say like if it is India, most of the people will be after office hours, like 6 to 8 they might be reading something, or in the morning between 8 to 10 they might be reading something. So posting between 8 to 10 or evening 6 to 8 would be the good time if you are targeting Indian people. The same way you can choose for US and UK timing. And also what matters here is which day you are actually posting, because Wednesday, we have seen like the most of the bloggers or most of the readers give more hit on Wednesday, especially in the technology side, technology blog. So you can distribute like that. Monday choose something like between 6 to 8 a.m. Wednesday choose something around 2 to 3 p.m., which will cover Indian and US UK type of people as well. And then in the evening 6 to 8 on Friday. Try to avoid writing on weekends if you are just writing few blogs, let's say 2 or 3 blogs per week. But if you are writing more than 10 blogs in a week, Saturday, Sunday is also a good time. Okay. So, and then social media impression is very important. So you have to make a good network. You have to make sure like you are sharing your blog everywhere and you have a good followers, at least in Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. So frequency for your blog posts. That's what I said. If you are writing only one blog, choose Wednesday or choose on every Monday. If you're writing 2 to 3 blogs, choose the timing and set some kind of agenda. Like 3 articles will be there per week. One article will be on so and so topic. One article will be on different topic, and different topic on Wednesday. Some other topic on Monday, so that the reader would be aware. Like on Monday, you are going to write on this topic only. So that way you are making sure like that reader will be permanently coming to your website. And of course layout and speed matters. So if it is very soothing appearance and if it opens within 4 seconds, you will get more hits. But anything which delays for more than 4 seconds, you might lose some your important readers. So response to the comment as early as possible, but not after 24 hours. So the rule should be within 24 hours you should comment on your readers questions, right? And reshare the posts at regular interval. Of course when you are publishing a blog, you are sharing somewhere, but if you feel like after few days or few months again you need to share it on some kind of platform where it makes some sense, you should share that. So there are some plugins also in WordPress which does this on regular interval, like every 3 months or 6 months, or whatever the timing you can set. As most of you will be like, let's say like the newcomer in blogging field, and you're writing your own blog, you have like spent lots of money in registering a website domain, and then hosting, and you bought some paid plugins, themes, you're doing so much things, you are so even investing your time, but you are not getting a good blogging, a good readers, good followers, or maybe if you are thinking about good Google ads or some kind of advertisements, you are not getting a good amount as well. So don't be down, don't quit, keep writing the blog. Most possibly after 6 months you will see a very very good result. Okay, so make sure everyone knows when you're posting. So these are the places where you can try, like of course FB groups, join relevant FB groups, post it there. If you have your own page, type it there. Twitter with hashtags. Whenever you are posting in Twitter, hashtag is like the king there. And if you are writing most of your professional blogs, you can choose LinkedIn to share as well. If it is a kind of photography or something, and or if you have some good photos for your even blog, you can post it in Instagram as well. Pinterest is also one of the place where I see like you will get lots of traffic from there, so I have mentioned Pinterest. The other way is you share your views in some discussion forum, for example Quora, Stack Overflow, and you indulge yourself in those conversation, and then in your profile you can update your website, or even in some of those conversation you can even give the link of your one of your blog post and say like, I have written here, you can go through that and let me know how you feel about that. So in India, indie blogger is also famous for blogging network and sharing your blog there. Medium is also one of the platform, I think, where you write a blog post in your website somewhere and then reshare with through Medium. You can do the resharing part through Dig, Tumblr, StumbleUpon as well. Okay, so it's a demo time. Okay, so I will be choosing flexmind.co for our Devo platform. So this is again a platform where these guys are posting self-paced courses and instructor-led courses. So they are going good so far. They have also blog here. So if you want to write a blog, you don't want to invest upfront cost somewhere in registering a domain and then creating a good layout, plugins, themes. You don't need to worry about sharing somewhere in social media. I don't want to do all these parts. You just write your blog and they will take care of everything. So we are going to choose this, and so click on this login. If you have not registered here and you are planning to write a blog for flexmind.co, you can choose this register account, as I have already an account there. So I will choose this and I will click on login. Yeah, you see demo author, I'm already logged in, and I have few options. Post, so it is like a blog post. So click on new. You will be sent to a page where you can write a blog. So I will explain in very minimal things, maybe within 5 to 7 minutes, how basically you can write a blog and what are all the things that you should take care while writing a blog over a WordPress platform. So this flexmind.co, it is like based on WordPress CMS. Okay, so this page will look like this. Now, as we said, title is very important. So before choosing a title, let's say I'm going to write on how to make a career in DevSecOps. And I saw like, okay, DevSecOps is a buzzword, and there are many people who are looking for this title. I will write a blog on that. But am I the only one who is writing the blog there? Let's see in Google search. How to become a DevSecOps engineer, how to get a job in DevSecOps, how to become a DevSecOps engineer. So there are lots of blogging things. It means I'm writing a blog on good thing and I will get a good competition. So now from here you will see like who all are your competitors, and even you can read some of the blogs to see like what are all the qualities content they're writing, and is there anything that you can write something extra so that your user will read your article over those article, right? So this is one way to check out your competency. Now there is something called Google Trend. Go to Google Trend and use some word there. Let's say DevSecOps. Okay, and I would target worldwide, not just USA or India or somewhere. So here you will get an idea that still most of the people are looking for DevSecOps, more than 75% people. And if you go by the region wise, you see Singapore. Many people in Singapore are looking for DevSecOps, right? And then USA 29%, Australia 22%, which is not bad. These are the topics which you can cover. These are the related queries. DevSecOps meaning. So you can explain that DevSecOps meaning. You might draw some attention from the readers. DevSecOps tutorial. You can even create a category called DevSecOps tutorials, and you write lots of DevSecOps tutorials because this is a breakout term. And if you write differentiation between DevOps versus DevSecOps, again you are drawing some readers to read your blog. So now come back, and as it was there, those search query, I will try to write those search query here. Like first of all, I will write why DevSecOps. I'm just writing the headings. I'm not going to write the content here because it will take some time, maybe 2 hours to 3 hours to write a very good blog. So I'm just trying to show you what all the things you can write: why, what, how, right? So those type of things. Now first of all, why DevSecOps, why I should learn DevSecOps now. So you can write something like why I should learn DevSecOps, and then you can write from where I can learn DevSecOps. What are certifications available in DevSecOps, right? And then you can say how it differs from DevOps. So basically DevOps versus DevSecOps. Let's say like you're writing this, you have written already why, what, how, right? And then maybe books to read, videos to watch, and online courses for DevSecOps, which people are looking there, right? So first of all, these all should be a kind of heading, right? These are all your headings, right? So we will write a heading here. When you see the symbol here, once you click on that, you will see heading, and there heading 2 is chosen by default. So as you can choose, you can start with H2. Don't choose H1 by default. So just for SEO reasons, start with H2. And then if it is a subheading, choose H3. Otherwise, let it be H2 by default. So what are all the different certifications available? It is again another topic to discuss. How it differs from DevSecOps, again another topic to discuss. Now possibly these three will be a part of resources to help you learn DevSecOps. And let's say I will keep it as H2. Then this will become H3. I will choose from here, or you can choose from here as well, anywhere. This will again, I will choose heading. This time I will choose it from here, heading 3. I will choose it again, heading, and then heading 3. Now there are a few books, for example, which I want you to read. For example, the Phoenix Project, and then Securing DevOps, or let's say like there is a book called DevSecOps in Action. I'm just giving a hypothetical way. So you want to make it a list. Again, you click on this, choose list, right? And now you will start writing a few things below this. So these are like the overall skeleton. Almost you're ready, like what all contents you are going to write. So you have all that vision in advance. Now you choose, you write a very compelling contents inside that. uh, give some inbound links. I mean, in your blog, if you have written something else related to DevSecOps or related to these books or anything, give that link somewhere. Okay. In the same way, choose outbound link. I mean, maybe you can choose any official thing for DevSecOps. Probably any of these links like devsecops.org looks very good promising link. Or what is that people will search in Wikipedia? Is there anything on Wikipedia about DevSecOps? Or let's say I will go with this DevSecOps. So what I will do is, this is outbound link. I mean, outside of my domain, outside of flexmind.co. So it is external link in a simple word. So I can choose, I can write something, what is DevSecOps, so and so. And then what I can do is, I can just go there, click on this, put that URL, open in new tab and press enter. So we are good with that. So this way now we came to know, like, you have to choose headings, subheadings, you can write your paragraphs, you can choose some listing. Okay, so we are done almost in this part. We can insert some images. So if you want to insert image, just click on this plus and choose any of these things. So let's say I will choose image. You can insert from URL. If you are, now I'm not able to see upload from your computer because I might have not that permission. So because of that contributor role in WordPress, so you can either request the admin of this website to give you the author permission so that you can upload the image, or you can send the image to them through mail and they will upload it there. Anyways, should be fine. So this way you have to do all these things. Now here you see there are two things, document and block. Block is like one by one, these all are blocks. So inside that, whatever you are writing, you can even change something from here. For example, I want to change the color of this heading from blue to something else, so you can choose something like this, right? So it is very easy to do all these things from here. Now I will go to document. Apart from writing your blog, you need to see this part as well. Choose some category. Okay. And see if that category is there in listed one or not. If not, you can even request flexmind.co admin to add that particular category if you're going to write lots of blog on that. For example, I will choose as of now cloud computing, just showing you that you need to choose one category which will decide, like, okay, this is under this particular sub niche, as we were discussing, right? In technology, you're writing sub technology based things. Now tags is like just your hashtag. So related to that, write whatever you are trying to search in a Google. Same way, let's say that people will be thinking about that and they will be writing about this, right? So DevSecOps they are looking for, DevSecOps books they are looking for, DevSecOps jobs. And make sure, like, when you are giving this tag, these all things are being discussed in your blog, right? Don't write the tag like AWS and you're not discussing anything about AWS in this your blog, right? And you can choose a feature image. Again, because of that permission, I am not able to see it here. So I will show you a full-fledged one blog where you will have all these things. So excerpt is like whatever you are going to show to the people when they are searching in Google search. For example, I'm searching DevSecOps courses. So you see, this is the title, for example, and you see this part, right? So 70-80 characters are there, which shows, like, inside this title what you are going to learn or what you are going to read. Same way, whatever you want to write, which you want to show it in Google search, you write it here. So this is one place. Discussion, I want only allow comments, I don't want ping backs, so I will keep in this way. Sharing button, yes. So this side work is almost done. category you have chosen, tags you have chosen, featured image you will put, and excerpt you will write, and you have chosen this. Now it comes about SEO part. So in SEO there are two things: how easily it is readable by your readers. So first we will see that readability, and you see here flash reading ease, which shows like the more score you score here, it is more easy for readers to read. So try to at least make it minimum 60%, so that even a fresher can understand your technology blog. If it is around 75 plus, which is like one of the achievement I will say for the technology blog, which means even a 8th standard guy can understand your blog. So and use all these things like passive voice, consecutive sentences, paragraph length is also important here, sentence length is also important. So it will show you some examples as well. And then make sure like you are getting at least orange, if not green. Then in SEO there is a focus key phrase. It is again what you want, you know uh, to make people search in Google, and you want Google to show, so that it will show your blog. What is the focus key phrase here? It is, I'm talking about DevSecOps, maybe carrier. So this is my key phrase, right? And based on that, I need to change a snippet here. Probably meta description I am writing, whatever excerpt I wrote here, I can write the meta description here as well. And apart from that, is there anything else which I need to take care, right? You can choose this SEO analysis part, and you will see everything red here because I have not inserted any image, I have not written more than 300 words. So basically the minimum word we recommend is around 700 words you should write for a blog. There is no limit for maximum thing. You can write a full book with a blog, but basically you should write between 700 to, let's say, like around 1800 words. And if you are having more than these, for example, then you can write part 1, part 2, part 3 kind of things, or you can make a sequel, right? So these things we will see. Internal links, as I was telling, right? You should add some internal link, you should add some external link. So you will see that outbound link I have added there, so it is there. SEO title width, we have to see that. Image alt attributes, if you add an image, in that image alt attribute also you should write the similar thing related to key phrase. So your key phrase is DevSecOps carrier. So in your image, the attribute should be, alt text should be DevSecOps carrier, like that. Okay. So this is basically to show you how to start writing a blog. Now I will show you a completed blog in one of our blog, which is like this, and it was written by one of our eminent blogger, Sunny Aditya. So you can see his name here. So if you want to see your author name here, you can register and very well you can write it here. Now see, he has chosen a blog category, and then he has chosen some tags. Featured image, he has uploaded some featured image, except he has not written here, so he might have written in meta description, allow comments. So these all are good. Now you see there are lots of images he is writing, and he is even giving the credit to from where he has got the photo, so that you should not get any copyright. And when you are writing a blog, make sure you are not doing the copy paste. You are writing an original blog, right? So don't get involved with any copyright issues. So he has written a blog with lots of headings, and then some paragraphs with code, images, and let's say like if this is an image, right? And this image, this block, you can write CSS on Red Bull. So CSS word is there. Like whatever is your key phrase, it can be key phrase, can be just CSS, key phrase can be CSS on Red Bull as well. We will see down. So he has written a blog with all the inbound link, outbound links, images, headings and all. Now in SEO you see both are green. and we'll see what is the flash reading is. Awesome, it is 76.5. So it means it will be easy to understand even for 8th standard guy, right? And SEO, he has written meta description. So this will be shown whenever you will do a Google search on this. And SEO analysis, I will click on this. Internal link he has not added, that's fine. Still it is green, but it will be recommended if you find something in your blog, in this website where you can link internally, it is a good way. Okay, image alt attributes, so he has 7 images out of which 2 have alt attributes, so at least he is getting orange, we are fine with that. And for all of these it's green. So the text contains 336 words, which is good for this one, but I would recommend more than 600 to 700 if you want your readers to bookmark your blog, or if you want them to like, share. Basically it should be above 600, but again, not a rule book. If your blog is dealing with lots of images, codes, I think it should be fine. Okay, so this is all about how to write a blog, what all settings you have to do while writing your blog. So with this, I'm done with the demo, and now I'm handing over to Ranjan.
Thank you, Sanjeev. It was indeed a very informative demo from your side. Guys, I hope you can hear me loud and clear, okay? As I already said that in case you have any problem hearing me out, please put it in the chat window, okay? Now, I mean, it's fine. Like we are trying to understand that how we write blog, okay? But let's take a step back. I will talk about myself, okay? I started blogging like 3 4 years back, and every time I had this question that I was thinking that why I was like stopping myself. What was the reason? What was the main reason that I was not writing a blog? And I think most of us can correlate to it. Okay, so the biggest question is that where should I write? Do I need to create a website? I used to go ahead, create some random space in Blogspot or like WordPress, and thereafter I used to like go and write something. Okay, now what as a FlexMind is offering you over here is that we are giving you the platform. There's no need for you to actually spend any upfront cost. Whatever you are good at, you are good at PHP, you are good at Java, you are good at .NET, you are good at security, whatever is your skill area, you bring the skill, we are giving you the platform. So when we combine skill plus platform, it will have a, we will be doing a lot of value creation. So how will you get benefited? First thing is that whenever, let's say that I'll take a very simple example that I work on network security. Okay, now when I work in network security, so I want to like write something, something which I am working on. So I come here and without thinking twice, I just come ahead as an author. I start writing whatever is my key skill based on that trending topic. Whatever I want to write, I go on and write it over here. Now, what advantage do I get? First advantage that you get is like fame, popularity. What kind of popularity? We already have a huge fan base on LinkedIn. We have got like 10,000 plus global subscriber who are pretty much like interested in trending topics. They have got a lot of like training assignments, consulting assignments, and they are looking constantly for like good SMEs. So your profile gets pitched to them. So I remember like writing a very simple blog on a specific Microsoft technology, and I also thought that how it's going to make a difference. And one fine morning, I receive a comment from a person who is like sitting in Ireland, and he tells that no, this is something that I also want to do. Can you help me? So I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. So he tells me that okay, you give me the cost, 20 hours, whatever is your charge, I'm going to pay you. So it's very good. I am like without any dependency, whatever like regularly I am doing a regular job, using my skill, I can just go ahead and write something. And it's not just about like blogs. We are even like giving you the freedom to host your video tutorials. Now with the popularity of internet and like you yourself know that there are so many platforms that are coming up. We are giving you the complete flexibility that based on your skills, you can create your own video tutorials and you can put it on our platform without any cost. There's no upfront cost that we are charging. So I can do it on YouTube also. What is special about this platform? The special thing is that it's all about like when someone purchases it, you get paid for it. So that is something which you cannot like do directly on YouTube. It's more of like wider marketing. When you want to do YouTube is something which is like very apt for it. Okay, but you create a course on a specific network security, and we put it on our platform. We market it to our global audience. When they purchase your course, you get a notification on your mobile. You get an email telling that this person from this location has purchased a course that you have actually created. So what happens? On a monthly basis, you get paid for every single purchase that happens corresponding to your video. So it's like blog and video, both of these you can write on our platform. Okay, both of us needs to like come together. You are having the skill, it is like you cannot sell it to a global audience. We have the platform, we cannot like do anything without your collaboration. So that is what like FlexMind as a platform is going to help you with getting started. There's no need for you to worry about the domain cost, hosting, and all other like challenges that you will require to run a website. Okay, and every content that we are actually going to put on our platform, it will be credited to you. You will be the author. In nowhere is that you have created the content and some other person is being represented for that. That is not something which is going to happen. So this is what like I had to add on top of like whatever like Sanjeev told. Now in our next webinar, we are also going to touch base on how to create a video tutorial. So again, like it's people want to create video tutorials, but they don't know that what is going to be the cost, or like is my voice good enough to like record a video. We are going to help you with that also, and that is something, as I said, that we will be having a webinar next week. We'll demonstrate you on live that how you can actually use free tools which is already there on your system. You just need to like brush up your skills a little bit, organize it a bit, and thereafter you can go on like recording it. How do you publish it to our platform? So here if I share my screen, I just like quickly like to show you that over here this is like, these are like a couple of blogs that has been like published by our guest bloggers. So this is one thing you can see here, which has been published by a person who is sitting in Singapore, and like the entire like credit is given over here. Whatever like social media profile link that you want to like point to, LinkedIn or elsewhere, it will be there in your profile. And also here there's like a few of the courses that we have actually created. These are video tutorials. We put a price for this, and as I already pointed out that when a sale is made based on whatever like is the profit sharing ratio between the author and FlexMind, you will be paid accordingly. Okay, so with this I'll take a pause, and I'll again like pass on the control to Mr. Sanjeev Jaswal. Whatever like queries you have, please feel free to ask. We'll try to answer them, okay, as and when required, like whether it needs to be answered by Sanjeev or me, we'll just like share it. Sanjeev.
Okay. Yeah, so thanks Ranjan, and thanks FlexMind for giving me the opportunity to talk about my blogging skills. With this, actually, I'm done with that. So I will just share again my screen just for a few seconds. Please let me know when it is visible to you guys. This page is visible, right? Okay. So this is the basic references. As I told you, I should not hold any credit if I have given. So there are many images which I took it from multiple sources of Google Images. There were not any particular source. I have written multiple sources from Google Images. There were some icons that I took from Noun project. So I am giving the credit there. And if you have more things to discuss. There is a Quora discussion going on, especially on the same topic, like how to write a first blog. So how do I write my first blog post on? That's a Quora discussion topic, and there is a very good blog which is like I think more than 2,000 words are there with the proper whatever in slides I have discussed. It will be there in words, so you can even bookmark this how your first blog should be. So with this, we are done with the slide. So if you have any question, go ahead and ask the question. Or if you are writing the question in chat, I will now go to the chat and I will try to answer your queries. Let
Yeah,
me go
Sanjeev,
to
I
the
see that
chat.
Sartaj and Nitish has couple of questions. They have already written it in the chat window. Or maybe you can try answering it.
Okay, I will go one by one. I have a query. If I'm writing a technical blog, not publishing any project related details, should I take approval from employer? It depends. First of all, if you are not dealing with any sensitive materials, you might not. But again, it will be better to ask your manager or your HR, like you are going to write your own blog. The reason is it should not violate their line of business. What if that is that this company is also writing lots of blog on the same topic? That time you should not write the blog on the same topic, right? Or if that company is very actively writing a blog, there are many companies which write blog, so they may tell you like instead of writing blog outside, why don't you write to our blogging platform? So just make sure like it is not violating anything. Otherwise, writing a common blog is nowhere harmful. You can write it, especially as you have written, not publishing any project related details, so you're good to go with that. As I have, I think, responded also long back, but yeah, what is the review criteria for the blog authored? If Nitish, if you are asking about our platform, like FlexMind platform, we don't do much. It is simply like it should not be self endorsement. It should not be any kind of advertisement there. But what you can do is once you have published, once you have submitted the blog post for review, what we do as a author, what we do as a reviewer is we check if there is link is not broken, if the link is properly given, or if there is any better link which makes more sense, like inbound and outbound link quality should be good, your image quality should be very high. So we check all these tags, categories. Is it the proper category or not? Is it a proper tag or not? If SEO, what you have written SEO key phrase, will it make sense? Or our SEO people will think like, no, apart from this, if you write this type of key phrase, it will be making more sense. So we do very minor change. And if you are a first time blogger, probably we will help you out also. Like if you are missing something, say like your content is not even covering 600 words, we will tell you how to make that. As in the basic, I have already told like what, how, why you should cover at least these three. Do some research on Google search and Google Trend, and you will be good to go with.
I think
I think I
Sanjeev
lost
voice
other as
is
well.
lost. Sanjeev, you're
Yeah.
there?
Now, am I audible now? Am I audible
Yes,
now?
yes. Yeah. Now,
Okay.
uh,
Yeah.
now
Okay.
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. So what is the difference between FlexMind and Medium? So the basic difference I can tell you is both are a blogging platform, but FlexMind is not just a blogging platform. It gives you an opportunity to write a blog, write even your post your own video tutorials, and having said that, you can even have your passive income from FlexMind, which you will not get it from Medium. One thing. Second thing is Medium you can use as a second source of blogging. Let's say you have written on sartajsek.com, you have written some blog there. You reshare it with Medium to get more coverage, right? So the same way you you write the blog in flexmind.co and you can reshare it with Medium. So you can use it as a reshare platform, just like we use other platform like Tumblr, Quora, all the places we just reshare the link. Okay. Does that answer your question, Sartaj? Thanks, Nitish. I hope that answered your question, Nitish. And Anurag Oja, okay, what is the good length of a technical blog post? How to decide how deeply should a chosen topic be covered? Well, it all depends. You are going to write a very introductory part or in-depth blog. So, as I said, minimum words should be 600 or 700 words for covering all the minimal aspects of your blog. But if you are covering, let's say you are going to cover the whole DevSecOps pipeline, you may need maybe part one, part two, part three, or even you think it will be just like a full book, or it will be like 10 pages, 20 pages kind of thing. So rather you can make it part one, part two, or you can explain like around 2000, 3000 words. So those type of articles I see basically people bookmark it for longer period. They basically print out to read that as a kind of different source material. So if you're writing something like that, not even just for 1 month, after 10 years, people will refer those articles if it is deeply covering that. So there is no minimum limit, no maximum limit, but the minimum limit is 600 to 700.
Maybe, Sanjeev, I would like
Anurag,
to add a few things on this question that Anurag has asked.
okay,
Okay. So,
okay,
usually, what happens is that we need to look into the life cycle of our audience. Okay. When you are actually having you need to have your user persona in your mind, that okay, if you're writing on network security, then what kind of people are actually working on this? So you need to have a simple like user persona, that what kind of people will actually read my blog. Now usually what we do is that we try to cover the entire life cycle. We cannot be like very specific that we should write only on advanced topic or basic. So we'll try to pass on our knowledge to each category of the people. So it should ideally be that every single topic that you particularly choose, depending on the how comprehensive it is, you may have to actually define it like, okay, in this blog is 500 to 600 words. I don't want to like make it very long. I will just like talk about fundamentals, terminologies, and thereafter from there I again like bring the next level, intermediate and advanced. That is how, if you're planning that way, like we will be able to serve people coming from like whether they are novice, they are expert, we'll be able to serve all of them. That is what like I understand.
yeah, exactly, Ranjan. There are many aspects, but I try to cover the minimal part so that we can cover more questions. So, guys, do you have any more questions? Basically, you might have asked like how to choose a high-end image, and what are the impact of those images, and when you are sharing in Twitter, Facebook, what should be the title, and what you should write there, what should be the compelling titles, those things. For example, I will just show you this. See, I had written on Certified DevSecOps Professional Course and Exam Review. So what I did is first introductory part. If you have high-end images, you put it there. Now, how I decided to go for practical DevSecOps. This will be the basic question people will be asking, right? Or I mean, before going through this course, what came in my mind? So I written that this came in my mind, and I'm going to learn in this course. I have written this in a list, right? If you have something, you put that something. If CDP certification, I learned from this course and how I prepared. So these are the basic things: what, how, why, and my 2 cents for CDP certifications. Can be your review, can be your conclusion. So these are the things. I mean, with the minimum 600 to 700 words, I have covered all these things. Even I have given many links like GitHub links, secure about a book links, some kind of YouTube links. Even I have given that, and some chapters. If these are the 2 chapters, especially you read from this, I have written in that way. So
Sanjeev, I think we are running out of time, so we'll
okay,
not hold back our audience. Guys, before you like go away, uh, I would request you any queries, any question that you have, please feel free to like send it on learning@flexmind.co. And thereafter we'll be like uploading this video on different platforms. We'll be sharing from there. And also like I would like to inform that next week we will have our next webinar on how to create a video tutorial from scratch and then publish it. Okay, so if you're interested, you will be receiving the invite so that you can join next week. Okay,
yeah.
thank you
Thank
so
you,
much
guys.
for your time. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Sanjeev and Ranjan, for the talk.
Thank you, Sataj.